Hi guys, my name is Pazqal Eriq and welcome to Last Week on the Internet, a segment on my YouTube channel where we talk and give social commentary on any and everything that happened on Blue Ivy's internet that caught our attention. Let's get into it. A lawmaker in the Cross River State of Assembly named Dixon Abor was suspended by the assembly for assaulting his wife. The controversy erupted on the internet after the circulation of a video of his wife, Gloria Abor, was circulating with her sustaining visible injury to her face and body that seemed like she got them from being physically assaulted. But in a not so shocking turn of events and in defense of her own physical assault, the wife of the suspended lawmaker has come out to say that maybe the video is AI. So let's take a quick look at the video, shall we?
Last 2 days, it shows a woman with a swollen face and her eyes barely visible, a victim of battery. The woman has been identified as Gloria Abor, wife of a serving member of the Cross River State House of Assembly, Dixon.
After watching that video, you believe that it's possibly AI. I have a bridge in Wuse 2 to sell to you. And I think this is what is so sad and regressive, that women feel the need to come and defend their husbands after they have just physically assaulted them. Because if he did not physically assault you, why did he come out to apologize, to tender an apology to the assembly because of his indefinite suspension? Which, mind you, I am so sure will be revoked after a few weeks, because we know that we live in a country that does not take violence against women seriously. A lot of people will come out to judge the wife, talking about why would she defend him knowing fully well that he assaulted her? Why would she come out to tell people that it's AI? Now no one knows who to believe. To be very honest, you guys were not going to believe her in the first place. And she wasn't going to be protected from the wrath of her husband simply because he is suspended. That isn't going to stop him. If anything, her coming out to refute this claim and say it's AI is her performing damage control. I choose to see it as her looking out for our well-being, because we live in a society that does not care about women. Because if we did, he should have immediately lost his job. What the fuck is the suspension? But regardless, here we are. This was one of the most popular running news from last week, so I'm pretty sure we all know. However, a 35-year-old woman was arrested not too far from Rihanna's home after approximately 10 shots were fired into Rihanna's home, while she and her kids and some other people were in her mansion, and A$AP Rocky was not in town. You could be wondering what exactly could make someone shoot 10 times into Rihanna's home. Rihanna, who is so cool and chill and open with all her fans that sometimes she comes out her house door just to wave at people. I was confused until I saw these clips of the shooter.
Push me down. I don't want you, and you don't go there. And you know what? God's judgment is going to be overwhelming against you when he grabs you and throws you down. I've already seen it. You saw Rihanna. You saw her picture. She has a very big forehead and an ugly, ugly nose. That's God's judgment on her. I keep telling her to stop harassing me. To stop harassing me. And she keeps doing it. She keeps harassing me.
Now, before I touch on the fact that the shooter is going through religious psychosis, digging deeper and finding out a little history about the woman, I read up that she was Baker acted. Now, like you, I did not know what that meant, so I went to go on Google. And it turns out when you are Baker acted is when a court orders that you undergo some psychological evaluation to prove that you are mentally sound. Now, this court order was given during a custody battle between her and her husband for their son. Well, ex-husband. A psychologist that was connected to the custody case spoke recently to reporters, and he mentioned how she could sound very convincing and mentally right, but she does a lot of crazy things and then acts like she doesn't. And I want to talk about how we are feeling as a system when people who are not mentally sound enough to be in society are still let to exist in society with other people and not in institutions that can take care of them. I don't want to beat on that because we already know that that's just how this world is. However, I want to hammer on the fact that when people come out to say, oh, this person is after my life in spiritual ways, this person is trying to kill me, this person is evil, this person is the devil, there is a higher chance that they are going through some form of mental psychosis. Because in her video, she mentions many times how Rihanna and the devil are synonymous, how Rihanna is evil and trying to steal from her, doesn't want her joy or anything.
Listen, Rihanna, when you die, God is taking me to my future. You want to kill me. Shut the fuck up.
That's why you got Rihanna over there all jealous. Because how am I, because her faith is the devil.
Mind you, this is somebody that she has never met in person. Rihanna doesn't know this woman. She has only consumed her music, which she calls evil. She has only seen her on TV, on red carpet. She only knows Rihanna the way the rest of us know Rihanna. because Rihanna is a celebrity. But the mental psychosis has formed a parasocial relationship in her head to the point where she actually hates this woman to the point of going to go and try to kill her. And if you say, oh, she probably wasn't trying to kill her, just scare her 10 times? Someone shot 10 times into someone's home and you're saying she just wanted to scare her? Well, consider concerns raised because Rihanna had to leave her home with her kids just for safety. Just imagine someone else's religious psychosis being your own problem. I mean, if I'm being very honest, that kind of is the case with all types of religious psychosis. Y'all make it our problem. What I find so irritating is how news outlets keep announcing exactly where Rihanna is. Oh, she's leaving her home right now. Oh, she boarded a jet to this place. Oh, she's here. Someone that just got shot, she should sue every single last one of you. Especially you, TMZ. Especially you. I really need to see TMZ go. Oh my God, it will be the best day of my life. In a recent tweet from Kerry Hilson that sparked conversations online, she says, a man can have more money than you and still be beneath you. And even though people are losing their shit saying, oh, who listens to Kerry Hilson? Who streams her music? We only like when she posts selfies. She is not lying because no matter how much money you have, you cannot unlame a lame nigga. No amount of money can unlame you if you are not mentally growing. A lot of you think that having money is the end and all. Anybody will like you simply because you have money, but you have a lot of rotten behaviors, characteristics that no one can stand. So if her tweet gets your balls in a sack, maybe you should do some introspection. How about that? I pray I'm able to find where this tweet or video came from, but last week a lady came out to talk about how the pastor from the church that she attends called her to ask her why she had not paid her tithe, and she told him she did not have the money to pay for it, and he cut the call hissing. And she came out lamenting about how that was not very Christian-like and that was very weird. One thing I would really like us to remember is that the church is a business and they are out to make money. You as a member, you are supposed to keep the business going. You not paying your tithes, you are holding business up. I hope you understand. This is really about the greater good of the church than you. Should he have cut the call hissing? Maybe not. But you're holding money that he feels entitled to because he has prayed for you or created a space where you can come and pray. Something's gotta give. I guess that's what you get when you patronize that business. Next. A woman whose husband was jailed for 6 years because of domestic assault has come out to beg for him to be released. The 22-year-old pregnant woman, Priscilla Saki, has come out to beg authorities to please release her husband after reporting him to the police, thinking that will scare him after he physically assaulted her, only for it to escalate. She said the first time she hit him, she had reported him to the authorities only to have him a little scared. But when they came to arrest him, he was not home, and then when he came back and found out that she had reported him, he beat her up again. And the beatings continued until the point where it had angered her own auntie, who later on decided to report to the authorities, which led to him being arrested and sentenced to jail for 6 years. But the lady has come out to beg that he be released because after he had been convicted, all the family members that were behind and supporting her in getting him arrested and convicted have abandoned her. She says, and I quote, "The police should please release him because at least he would have been able to help with raising the children, even though he beats her." But now she has no support and she is also pregnant. And a lot of people will find this surprising, but you know what? I get her. Release the man. Because if we're going to act like a society that does not like when women are physically abused, we have to create the support system that will sustain them after they leave marriages that are not beneficial to them. A lot of people will say, even if she does not have financial support right now, why would she want somebody that beats her back? Because one problem is better than two. Problem before was definitely not how to clothe, feed and take care of her children. It was most especially how not to get in the bad books of her husband so she does not get beaten. But then family members got involved and dragged her out of that scenario. And now she has a convicted husband and children that she has to take care of with no support system, and you're wondering why she wants that man back? Be serious now. I believe we all know the story of the lady who was harassed at the BRT bus stop for creating awareness about the lack of BRT buses and the long queues that people had to stay on just to simply get to work every morning. If you don't know, I will insert the video right here.
You're asking us why do we use BRT? We use BRT because it's not Sunday. But BRT is not enough. See, people are even here fighting. Yeah, fighting. This is what keeps happening. Lagos State government, please do something about this.
If you want to do content creator, go to garage. Go to garage, oh. I'm telling you, if you make any video today, I will sit your phone. I'm not talking. I'm not talking though. If you make any video today, I'm not talking. She said she wants my phone. Why you holding my bag? Why you holding my bag? Why you holding my bag?
All I have to say is let this be a learning moment for many Nigerians. First off, that woman that was harassing her needs to be found and severely dealt with. Not physically, but any of those new BRT buses, she's not allowed to enter. You deserve to trek everywhere for the rest of your life. 2, To help Nigerians, you have to fight Nigeria. The conditioning that you have faced as a Nigerian is so intense that we have become zombie soldiers for the oppressors. Because you cannot tell me that as somebody who is also standing in that queue and waiting on long line, as someone who lives in this country where things aren't working to the point where queues come up, it's such a common thing for queues to form. You cannot tell me that after experiencing all of that, your resolve is to defend the government by harassing somebody also experiencing the same suffering that you're experiencing. Something is fundamentally wrong with Nigerians upstairs. So many of us are the issue. And sadly, I don't think the issue is going to ever stop until we all, or most of us, that is. Not only did people pull funds to sponsor her boat rides to work, she also got a raise at work, and the government is providing more BRT buses at the bus stop. All those, why is she showing people's face in the video? Why is she doing that? People want to have shame in your poverty. You're poor is not enough, you're also shy. Oh, you shouldn't be showing people's faces if they don't consent to it. She was shooting videos in a public space. If you don't want your face in that video where she's showing the truth, go home. Oh wait, you have to get to work, but you can't because the BRT buses were not there. All of you are jokers. Get out of my phone.
I go here by 6 a.m. and right now the time is currently 6:30 a.m. We're in this same situation. No bus. We actually thought this change was permanent. What happened? Why is there no bus? What happened? Why is there no bus? Excuse me, sir. I thought this change was permanent.
Thank you guys for watching this episode of Last Week on the Internet. Let me know your thoughts, suggestions. If you have news that you want me to talk about next week, send them to my DMs on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, anywhere. And if I feel it's worth talking about, it will be added. Share this video to someone, click that subscribe button, click that like button, drop a comment, and I will see you guys next week. Bye guys.